Get ready for the dictation. Start. May I, Madam, draw the attention of the Honorable Minister to an important committee set up by the Government of India in 1998 under the chairmanship of Mr. Negi, who was asked to inquire into the various problems of railway road coordination. Their preliminary report appeared some time ago, and it was even circulated to all the state governments for their opinion. But to my regret, I have to say that the work of this committee has been very much hindered as a result of the indifference and, may I say, careless negligence on the part of the state governments as well as on the part of the ministry concerned in taking up this question and in pursuing it, so that we may be able to have a clear and comprehensive picture of the transport situation in the country. Now, railway transport, like any other mode of transport, is suffering under a major handicap, the handicap being that we do not know, nor does the Railway Ministry know, what the exact quantum of transport requirement in the country is and what the rising demand is which the railways are expected to cater to in future. Certain targets which have been worked out in the 10th plan have been given to us. In the 9th plan, we were given certain targets, but unfortunately, Madam, may I point out that all those targets were either gross underestimates or exaggerations. Throughout, we have seen that we have not been able to have a well coordinated and progressive development of the transport system, and in particular the railway system in the country. So anything we suggest today will have that kind of air of unreality, without knowing fully or adequately what exactly the transport needs in the country are. We are not in a position to discuss or dilate upon the problems of the railways on the transport itself. Madam, last year when I was speaking on the budget, I pointed out that there had been planning of some sort, but within this planning there had not been sufficient planning in the functioning of the administration. There has not been planning in carrying out the various phases of the program enunciated in the plan or in the budget. Frequently, we come across the statement by the Honorable Minister that the railways have not been able to fulfill certain things. I went through the pages of the budget papers and also the speech of the minister. I came across this significant expression: wherever there are failures or shortfalls in performance, we are told that these are mainly due to unpredictable factors or factors beyond control. I do not think that some of the factors which my honorable friend would like us to believe that they are unpredictable or uncontrollable cannot be anticipated. For instance, I may draw the attention of the Honorable Minister to one important fact, that is, we have been supplying since some time past empty haulage for a long distance to collieries, to steel factories, and so on. We are told that this empty haulage is unavoidable, that we have to find empty wagons to steel factories and collieries to carry raw material or perhaps coal and the like. So, for a long distance, we find wagons going empty, but if there had been a research cell, an organization in the ministry to find out ways and means of utilizing these wagons fruitfully by avoiding bottlenecks in between, we could have solved the transport difficulty to a certain extent. I do not want to be told by the minister that this is a physical impossibility. Even in the advanced countries of the world, every movement of wagon, coach, and engine is planned before it is put into operation. It is unfortunate and tragic that in this country, after a decade of planning, we have not been able to think in terms of planning while executing the works. Now, in regard to some of the general problems of the railways, I would say, first of all, that the rise in demand is so great that we have to be prepared to provide not only adequate but also effective transport facilities to our people. I need not tell the House that the railway transport system in generally is greatly dependent or interdependent on the general economy of the country, but during the last one decade there has been one significant factor that has to be appreciated, that is, the demand for transport is increasing at a faster rate than the rise in the national income or the rise in production in any sector or in any industry. This is a factor that has not been adequately appreciated. Even if it has been adequately appreciated, no attempt or sincere effort has yet been made to carry out the fulfillment of the needs of all the sectors of our economy.